Hi everyone, here's a quick overview of the new key value store feature that we are previewing in Spin 0.9. Now I created a new Spin application using the HTTP TypeScript template. And let me just quickly walk you through how I build an execution counter for this TypeScript component. So as you can see here, I'm setting a counter key to begin with so that I have sort of a key I can go back and find the current value in my key value store. The next thing I'm going to do in line 10 is I'm going to open the default store. Now, as I use this function to open the default store, what this means is that the key value store defined in my Spin TOML file, and by convention this is called default today, is the one that I'm going to use for this component. Let's go back and take a look at the code and see how we can use this store as we've opened it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check if the counter actually exists. If it doesn't exist, my program will error out. So I need to do this check before I can go and set the initial value of 1. Now, as I go and set things into my key value store, you can see that I can either choose to set the value as a string or as an array buffer. So in this case, I'm simply just casting a number into a string. I'm going to set the first count to be 1. Okay, so now that I, if the store already exists, or if the key already exists in the store, I can just basically go and add on to the current count. So the first thing I need to do is go and get that count. Now, when I get things, I always get them back as array buffers. So you can see I'm going to go and get the counter key, that is the key in the key value store. I'm going to decode that into a string, and I'm finally going to cast that back into a number. So when I have to set my new count, I can basically just add 1, and I can cast that back into a string. So as I'm going to set this into my store, again, you can see I can set the value as a string. And finally, what I do in the HTTP request is I'm going to return what the actual count is. So let's take a look at how this runs in Spin. So I'm going to do spin build -- up. Notice my history has follow all, but I don't need follow all anymore. I will still get my logs in my console. Nice little 09 feature that came out there. Okay, so let's go ahead and curl the endpoint. And you can see that my count is just 36. Obviously, I tested this out before recording this video, so I did do a few counts already. So we can keep, across execution, we can see how the value is stored and persisted. So let me just quickly go back, stop my Spin application, everything is unloaded. And as I build and spin up, I actually didn't have to build, but just run spin up. I'm now back, and we can see that the value or the count will continue increasing even across having unloaded the whole application. That was just a quick demonstration of how this new key value store feature works in Spin 09. Please provide some feedback. This is an early preview of the feature. Try this out in the various different SDKs we have, whether it's Go, whether it's Rust you want to try this out with. We hope you like it. Please join the Discord server, which is where you can interact with us in an easy way and give some feedback on this feature of Spin. Thanks.